Yo, what's up, world? It's your boy, Sirr. It's early Saturday morning. I'm recording this. I really didn't know what to talk about, but I know I need to put some on my channel. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of update everybody. I'm officially 4 weeks post-op. Everything's doing good. I'm just tired, a lot more tired than I usually am after doing something. Like yesterday, or day before yesterday, I had went out, seen people, had a little fun myself, just gallivanted a little bit, and the next day I was exhausted, man. Like I was napping multiple times. I was like tired, and I just had to like recoup, and I think also what played in the part was that I didn't really rest well. And I really think that played a huge part. But anyway, I wanted to get on here and just discuss a few things. Just, I guess, keep like a audio diary of what's going on. So Diary of a Hungry Black Man Part 2, I guess. This is what that is. So with work, a new schedule change. I now, have gotten the off days I desired, which is awesome. That'll help with this podcast and keeping things going. I also was able to start to see the physical changes. As of Friday, I have lost a total of 40 pounds. And I didn't see it for the longest. I'm going to be completely honest. I didn't see it at all. And then I went back and looked at some photos from February, and I looked at them now, and I wholeheartedly see a difference now. Like, it's crazy. It is absolutely nuts. I like around my neck, the back of my head, my face. I look like a different person, and that's cool. I want to keep it going. I'm not going to celebrate until I'm roughly around 275, and that's definitely achievable. I can't wait. Next week I have a doctor's appointment where we're going to discuss getting approved to do physical activity, because I can't wait to work out. I know my weight is going to go up because I'm going to turn fat into muscle, and muscle's heavier than fat, and that's great. I'm cool. I'm one of them weird people that look forward to being sore from working out, because it feels like I did something. And also, like, something that's weird about me, like when I'm sore and I stretch, that is like the best thing in the world. I'm weird. Like if I have like an injury or something and it's sore, I'll massage that sore spot, even if it hurts. Some people call it hurt so good. I just enjoy that stretching. Like when I wake up in the morning, I stretch. I used to practice doing yoga. I probably should get back to that, to get the blood flowing and stuff. I've really been kind of down though, because with most people see this as a plus, but it kind of sucks with losing weight. Like I put on some of the old clothes I had, some of my favorite shorts, and they're too big. Like they're too big. Like I don't know what else to say, and it really sucks because I really like them shorts, man. And I know it signifies, changing from that comfort zone, but I really like them shorts, man. And like when I say they're too big, like how you have your belt and you tighten your belt. Well, these are like fatigue cargo pants. They, urban wear, whatever. But like I have to tighten the belt so much that my belt excess is like almost like a foot in length. Like that's and like they still be falling off of me. Like it looks like I'm sagging, but I really have to keep picking up my pants because I'm getting too small for them. So it kind of sucks that I'm going to have to start buying new clothes, like all new clothes. I know most people would be excited about that, but I'm not, because I think of finances first, man. I live by a budget, cause Anyway, the next thing is getting back in the swing of business minutes. I had some set up, but unfortunately, some changes occurred and one of them got canceled. I definitely want to get back up with one of the interviews I had set up before my surgery, DJ Rodsky and Pastor Clarence Brown. I want to collaborate. I did one session with Latricia West, where we did a marriage and ministry, with her and a few associate, people in ministry. And I thought it was really, really dope. It was really enlightening to have a conversation like that, because regardless of where you stand spiritually, it's a balance in life. And I always talk about this, is mind, body, and spirit. So you got your mental health, your physical health, and your spiritual health. And when one of them are out of whack, the other two, can't really compensate for that. So I'm really trying to get my spiritual fix, because I'm going through these physical changes. And with these physical changes, it's taxing on the mental side. And so I definitely need my spirituality to kind of reinforce and rejuvenate those other two to keep going. So I definitely want to collaborate. If you're listening, it's quite simple. It's just a conversation. And that's the crazy thing, man. Like, I know people are out of their element when I tell them I'm recording them. But if you've done a recording session with me, you know that I make sure you're comfortable. I sit down and have a conversation with you. And I don't tell you when I start recording, really, because I want you to relax. I don't want you to be uptight, worrying about, what you said or what you're going to say. That's not the issue. The issue is get comfortable and be natural, And that's why I love doing this. I really do, man. And I'm going to start doing a lot more one-on-one interactions with some of the people I network with, a couple people that I call friends. We're just going to sit and just get your thoughts on stuff, and I'll be putting those out to the world. I have one already done, but it's not to sound selfish, but the conversation I had was so good that I was going to share it with the world. But then sometimes, every now and again, when you're getting the confirmations you need, or having that dialogue with someone that you really needed to hear or really get off your chest, sometimes that ain't for everybody. Sometimes that's just specifically for you. And the session I recorded recently, I don't think I'm going to release, because it's really personal, and I don't want anybody to get offended. There was a lot of me venting, a lot of me asking questions, and I don't want that to be a reflection of anything that I have going on, because I'm transparent, but at the same time, I don't want people to feel like, oh, this is talking about me, this is talking about them. Nah, that's not the case at all. So I'm just I'm gonna keep that for me. I feel like the message I got and the confirmation I got was actually for me. A couple other things I'm working on. I'm definitely working on a couples episode with my brother and co-host Casey and his fiance. I was definitely there when he proposed to her up in Gulfport, Mississippi, at the Almanetta. Wonderful place. If you're ever in Gulfport, definitely check it out. Black owned, great food from what I've seen. Wonderful atmosphere, and they have open mics there for poetry if you're digging that too. It's an excellent establishment. But I was there when he did it, and I was so elated for him. Still am. I'm just so proud of him, and got to meet his fiance, and Kay is just amazing. Wonderful. It's something when someone's spirit speaks on their behalf. Their presence, their aura is different, because that spirituality just exudes from their pores, and I was really, really happy for him. So congrats to you, brother. And I can't wait to, sit down with you two and just talk. Another thing is I want to work with my coworker, who I've grown kind of close with. My coworker is a younger woman, but she's really wise and really honest. She's one of those women that taken a lot of things in life and figuratively taken the lemons and made lemonade, but she's still, learning her own way, and I respect that. And it's crazy. It's like, and I let me not use the term crazy. It's odd because we've only known each other a couple months, but we talk to each other like we've known each other for years. Like, I call her cuz all the time, and I'm often picking at her, and it reminds me that if you genuinely are concerned about someone's well-being, or you genuinely care about someone, people of the opposite sex can have just a great friendship. It's definitely possible. It's just, unfortunately, in the world we live in, that is used as a scapegoat for nefarious reasons, and it can make things a little iffy. It can make things a little uncomfortable. But when you respect each other's boundary under the scope of respect and enlightenment and empowerment, it can develop into something more powerful than what everyone else expect. It's just wonderful. There's times where I felt horrible and didn't really talk to anybody, and she's messaged me and was like, "Hey, what's going on with you? You haven't talked to me all day. Everything all right? You good? What's up?" And don't get me wrong, this is just a friend, but when you work with somebody continuously, and they can notice certain patterns. We're creatures of habit. So when something's a little off, or we're trying to not portray that something's off, we're super conscious about our steps, and so recreating those steps becomes unnatural. It's easy to point out for women are meticulous beings. They pay attention to detail, every little bit, and when they notice something's off, I appreciate that I have friends that I can kind of go to and just discuss things. And it's not just women. I often go to women because I need a woman's perspective, because I'm just one half of the divine pairing. I'm just one sex. I got my chromosomes. They got an extra one that maybe I need to have that intuition that we talk about. But I definitely like to get a woman's perspective, and it's good, I feel like, to do that, to be a more rounded person, because as a man, I'm a logical person. My personality, I'm a thinker. I will sit and use logic to make 1 + 1 = 2. If something's going wrong with someone, I will go and do the investigation and check out the sum of the parts that created the situation. And sometimes it's hard for me to understand that sometimes the sums of the parts don't equal the situation. Sometimes it's just emotional, and for those particular things, I often go to women to try and understand, because I genuinely want to understand the opposite sex, not for the sake of manipulation or anything like that, but just for the sake of communication. I feel like to be more well-rounded is to find different modes of communication, understand other ways of thinking. Kind of went down the rabbit hole there, but I'm just keeping it 100. I'm no longer concerning myself with bettering myself for the sake of attracting a mate or being a better husband. I feel like if you that's a new word. If you pursue, I was saying pursue and portray together. If you pursue the portrayal of being a great husband, that's all you'll be, And I feel like every man and woman needs to have more dimensions to themselves. You can't just have one hat. You need to have multiple hats. You need to be a Jack or Jill of multiple trades. You need to be a lover, a fighter, a thinker, an empath. You need to be a communicator. You need to be a pacifist. It's so many things. I feel like to be a complete individual. Well, I won't say a complete individual because we're flawed. I say a more well-rounded individual. You have to be willing to step outside your own realm. You have to be willing to really consider what it is to be a human, because I feel like being black is only one aspect of me. Being a male is only one aspect of me. Wearing glasses is only one aspect of me. Poetry is only one aspect of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never want to be just one thing, because that makes you dull. Because I remember talking about back in the day when I was in college, trying to date or whatever I was trying to do, I would, ask a woman, well, what do you like? And a lot of times the answers I get was I don't know. And that used to drive me nuts. Like, how do you not know what you like? Like, you never dated yourself, but that's another story for yourself. We'll talk about that another day. But back to what I was talking about. I'm just currently in the pursuit of being a more complete person. And what I mean about that is, not only am I looking into things about myself now and understanding myself now, I'm looking into the future. Like, I have the book by Dwayne Wade, which I'm tiptoeing through because I don't want to miss anything about becoming a dad. And I feel like that is essential, because one day I may want to have children. Not right now, but one day I may want to have children, and I don't want to go into parenthood without some sort of ammunition as to who I am and what I want to pass on. Because as a kid, you're a sponge. You're absorbing different bits of information, good and bad. When you're a kid, you learn a lot of things. You learn how to speak. You learn how to read. You learn how to, dress yourself. You learn how to use the restroom independently, but unfortunately, you also learn the mechanics of lying. You learn about stealing. You learn about fighting, and I just want to be more of a full cup of more of a well of knowledge from my ancestors, from my predecessors, and from those around me, to fill this tiny sponge up with as much positivity as I can, without, diluting it with the negativity. And I understand the world is going to do that. I was listening to a comic that I'm really digging right now. His name's Joey Diaz. He's extremely explicit, but every story he tells has a kind of a somber and underlying meaning. And one thing he told me like he was talking to me. One thing he said was, in this world, you only need 3 friends, like 3 really down friends. You don't need these circles of people. You really don't need all these people who like every status you do, whoop-de-whoop. You just need 3 down people, and you stick with them. And you could take over a country if you wanted to. And that is so definitely true. I want to teach my child to learn how to discern people at an early age as best as possible. I apologize. That's my phone. Ain't no way I'm going to be able to edit that out. If you're wondering what that ringtone is, that is the completion theme from Sonic 2. But anyway, I just want to... I see this little sponge that's going to grow and take bits of information that I've given them and take their own experiences and write this compendium of their own life and pass it on to their child. I look at life like this now. I'm so conscious of death now, and it's crazy. We often talk about, tomorrow's going to come regardless. Tomorrow's going to come regardless. This world is going to keep on turning. This world will continue on after you pass, right? So what kind of legacy are you leaving behind? Like I don't mean just the will or finances. I really mean, like, whose lives have you touched? What have you taught people that you could? Who did you leave a lasting impression on? I just see so much potential there, that the more you recognize that you're on a time a clock that's winding down, the more you are to embrace, the time you got left and use it fruitfully. Frivolous things don't matter. Frivolous people don't matter. I don't engage in arguments that won't come to a solution. And that's just my personal preference. It really ticks people off, but the way I see it is I don't have time to invest in negativity. I really don't. I absolutely do not. I don't know when my clock is going to run out. So I don't have the benefit of granting you more than your 5 minutes. You got your 5 minutes with me for us to come to a resolution. Once that 5 minute mark hits and I see that you're more focused on arguing than, coming to a solution, or more focused on refuting something I'm saying rather than understanding what I'm saying, I'm done. I can't relish on that. And I'm also learning, and this is something that's still tough for me. I'm learning not to let people ruin my day, family or friends. Like, sometimes people come to me with stuff, mess, rumors, gossip. And my rule is, in my house, there's no smoking, there's no negative energy, and there's no gossip. Don't come in this house with any of those three. I will ask you to leave. Because my house is a house of refuge. It's a place of positive energy, thinking, open minds. It's a place of happiness. This is where I lay my head. There will not be negativity. There's enough of that outside my door. I'm not going to bring that inside this door. So I have to learn. And it's funny, when you ask people not to bring negativity to you, or you ask people for positive vibes only, they get so pissed off. I don't understand why. I don't like hearing mess. I don't. Because I feel like the person you're talking about probably doesn't have a way of defending themselves. So don't include me, because if it gets around that I heard this mess and I didn't stick up for him, or I didn't say anything, it can come off as I'm being disloyal or I'm participating in the mess. No. Kenny Omega, one of my favorite wrestlers, said something. He was like, don't contra me into this. And what that mean is, I'm a gamer, so I'm a nerd, of course. Contra is a game where it's two players, and if one player, goes to a new screen or moves over to the side, it can automatically drag the other player into the same screen. So you may be doing your own thing on the screen, but if someone else continues forward or jumps somewhere, and the screen advances, they're essentially dragging you into a new situation without your knowing. So that's what he meant. Don't contra me into this situation. Don't drag me into something I had no idea about. I respect that 100%. I respect that. That is, don't drag me in the mess that ain't mine. Like, I'm at a phase, y'all, where I don't even get upset with folks very long. I digress about it. I deflate. I meditate. And I wish them well. That's the crazy thing about it. Now, I used to get pissed off and hold grudges. But the crazy thing about grudges is that sometimes only you know that you got the grudge. So now you just mad for nothing. Why even invest that energy into that? So now I'm at a phase where I'm learning to wish them the best and move on, and legitimately mean that. Don't be underhanded saying, I wish them the best, but fuck them niggas. No, what? All the best to you. I really hope you succeed. The reason I really hope people succeed is because I love, as much as I hate mess and I can't stand attitudes, I love to see my people do well, regardless where I rock with them or not. I can't stand hearing bad news. It breaks my heart because I'm becoming more of an empath. But when I see my people shining, when I see my people doing well, it does my heart great. And when I say my people, it may not even be someone I really associate with. It could be just someone in the community just doing great. It's plenty of people I come into interaction with that I see doing wonderful. It's that season. They put in the time, the work, and they getting theirs. And I'm so proud of them. I would say a few names, but if I forget the others, I feel like they'd be offended. But yeah, man, it's just, I'm growing. I'm growing. I'm going to be 32 this year. And by the time I get to 35, I want to be an example that I'm proud of. I'm not quite there yet. I'm getting there. So I'm giving myself 3 years to be where I want to be, where there's a balance of spiritual, mental, and physical. Excuse me, I'm burping because of small stomach stuff and haven't eaten yet. But I want to be at a balance where I'm an inspiration to those around me, and those around me are an inspiration to me. I really love talking to the people, the masses, and I'm learning patience because I want to be surrounded by people who are just as passionate about this like I am. So I'm praying for that. You know, I really want that passion to bleed through where, you know, I can be in a position to give jobs, you know, with this podcast. I can be in a position to help those in need, you know, to give back to my family and my friends' families. I just want to leave my mark. You know, I came in, I took resources from this earth. I've had assistance. I've had help from the community. I've had people pick me up and dust me off. Well, now it's my time to pick up this community, dust it off, and leave it in a better shape than I found it. And I feel like a lot of us got that concept, but the medium that we have, the medium, social media doesn't put enough effort into that. So, like, for instance, I was just watching our illustrious president, you know, play race bait, you know, using racism and this divisive, go back to where you came from mentality. I'm not going to get into politics. I will say this, though. It's a difference between being a patriot and being a racist. There's a real difference. And I encourage people to examine themselves. And to my people and other minorities, hate can beget hate, but love is more effective.